Pluribus just ended its first season on Apple Plus, and I watched the entire thing. I am a big fan of Vince Gilligan. I'm a big fan of Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and The X Files. I think that he is just a really fantastic writer, and I was excited to see Pluribus because I heard the concept and I was looking forward to seeing like post-apocalyptic alien invasion show. And for the first episode, that's what this show is. Like the premiere episode is absolutely terrific. It's the best episode of the bunch. And I was drawn into it for the first like hour of this show because it is intriguing and it's well acted by Rhea Seahorn, and like you want to know what's going on. It's just a really riveting show, and there's just this hostile takeover that happens. The aliens come and they harvest humans. That's basically what happens, and 11 people are not infected by this sort of virus, and they continue living. And Rhea Seahorn is one of them. Her name is Carol, and she is a writer, a romance novelist, and she is probably one of the most cynical persons in the entire world. And she finds herself surrounded by aliens. And of course, she doesn't trust these aliens because they stole people's bodies and they now inhabit these people. And they want the 11 other survivors, like they want them to become part of their alien tribe. And it is fascinating. It's a really fascinating concept. It's just that the execution of it really left me a bit cold, and I thought that the entire thing was kind of a drag to get through, unfortunately. It's a really well executed pilot, but at the same time you have to have interesting storylines to follow through that. And it's almost like the like apocalyptic event was too much for the first episode, and then nothing comes close to it as a high after that. I don't like any of the characters, unfortunately. I think that Carol is sort of interesting, but at the same time, she's insufferable. She is one of the most unlikable characters on TV in 2025, in my opinion. She complains a lot, and I think that she is just really not interesting. She is a writer, and that's about it. And she wants to convince the other 11 survivors that they need to get rid of this alien species because some of these people, some of these survivors are really okay with the aliens taking over because it's like a new society, and they are now like kind of seen like kings in this new society. And there's one of them that's perfectly fine with the role that he has in this new world, and Carol needs to convince people that they are bad. Like the aliens are bad here. They eat humans to survive. And we don't really know what the end game of these aliens are. Like they probably just needed the food and they came to Earth and they're now harvesting people and they just want to live on our planet. Maybe their world was probably going to be destroyed or something, and they decided to end up on Earth and harvest humans. Whatever the reason is, they're now here and they are everywhere, and you cannot trust these people. Like they cannot lie to you, and they sort of become Carol's slaves a bit, and Carol asks them to do stuff. She becomes friends with one of them. Her name is Zosia. I thought that the actress that plays her is really good in this show. She also starts making these videos, and she writes down information that she learns about the others, and she asks the others to give the videos to the 11 remaining people that are not infected. So near the end of this season, Manosos, he decides to travel to see Carol, and he has a bit of an attitude. Carol doesn't like him at the beginning, but she sort of becomes kind of attached to these people because she ends up being alone in episode 7, and that sort of breaks her. Like she is suffering depression because like the others left her in the middle of the season. I thought that was funny. Like they find her so insufferable that they leave her alone. And I think that episode is probably the most boring episode of Pluribus, in my opinion. Episode 7 was a drag to get through. We see Manosus, who is like not trusting the aliens. He wants to go see Carol, and we see sort of his journey, and he doesn't get there. He gets stuck in the jungle, and he gets injured, and he ends up in a hospital, and he doesn't want treatment from the others. So that's the entire episode. Episode 7 was by far the worst of the bunch. And so near the end of the season, Manusos, he finally reaches Carol, and the two are at odds with one another because Carol sort of befriends Sosia. Carol finally decides to work with Manosos at the end of the season. And she asks the others to bring her an atom bomb. And they're probably going to destroy the entire world. But at the same time, if they release this atom bomb, then the world won't be livable. So I don't understand this reasoning by Carol. I just don't really think that they're going to release the bomb. Like, it's not gonna get them really far. I don't know where season 2 is heading, to be quite honest with you, and I don't know if I'm gonna see it. It depends on the marketing. Right now, I'm not sold on season 2. I think that there were a lot of boring parts in this season, and the writing wasn't all that strong throughout it. Like I said, I just don't really care about these characters, and that's unfortunate because in a high concept show like this, you have to care about the people involved. And I just don't really care about Carol, and I don't care if the aliens take over and like humanity is dead. So yeah, I am gonna give maybe season 2 a try. It depends on the marketing. It depends on how it looks before going into it, because right now I'm just really not curious about season 2. I much prefer Silo on Apple Plus right now. I think that's the best Apple Plus show, to be quite honest with you. It's a much more entertaining show than Pluribus, and despite the really great pilot episode. Like, it's a really thrilling pilot episode. I just wish that the entire show was like that, but it's kind of not. I don't know, it just leaves you kind of empty, and I think a lot of people were disappointed by this show. It's not really a high-rated show on Rotten Tomatoes from the fans because they were expecting more from Vince Gilligan, and I was expecting more from him as well. So yeah, I'd give this show a C plus. It's got its moments. It's not like a disaster. It's not the Rings of Power bad, but it is just a disappointing first season, in my opinion. Like, it can get better. Maybe season 2 will blow us all away. But right now, I'm just like not really giving a crap about this show, unfortunately. And that's not what you want with a first season of the show. You want people to be excited. You want people to chat about the series. And you want them to come back for more. So that's where I'm at right now with Pluribus. Let me know what you thought about the series down in comments below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.